motivation to get in college. I actually did well on like the practice SAT, but I didn't know I had to pay for the real one. I didn't know anything. I didn't know who to talk to or anything. It was just like, oh, I thought I was going to college. Well, military time, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good, though. You chose the Air Force.
Yeah.
It could have been much worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Nah, I already know.
That's true.
I already know.
So you go to the Air Force. How long were you in the Air Force?
I was just in there for like 2 years, but it was like at the height of the war in
I'm
Iraq.
about to say, what year was this? You picked the exact wrong
you were
time
at that
to jump
time.
in?
Yeah, it
So,
was the exact wrong time. Like some people was dying, and what happened is there was like a special situation where they were actually, I think they were undermanned, like across the board in the military. So they started basically moving people to different branches, to different jobs, all kind of stuff. And I think it was something like it violated the contract or whatever that you signed. And so they gave you the option. You can do honorable discharge, or you can go ahead and do what they're asking you to be placed, working maybe 2 jobs or doing, whatever they need you to do. And I was like, I don't really believe in this war, so I'll take the honorable.
Smart guy.
And I got out, and during that time, unfortunately, I had stopped doing music, and then I got back into music when I got back to Houston. Like literally the day I got back, I started trying to get back into it.
What made you want to get back into music as soon as you got back?
Well, it was around the time when Houston was actually popping. Like I ain't gonna say was popping. It was that time when you saw like Mike Jones and Paul Wall and all them like on. And you like
0405.
They pulling people up. That era, that time when you thought things were going a certain way, and no, they wasn't. But
at least that's real. Yeah. A lot of people talk about it. I'll be like, it was like 10 months, people. Let's be honest. Because 2006,
man,
they weren't really messing with us.
Nah, they wasn't. And the thing was, okay, so let me back up, give you some context to what was going on with me. So, growing up, my father didn't really, not even just my father, just my folks, they wouldn't really allow me to listen to a lot of popular music. So that made me an outcast, kind of. That made me, socially awkward. I never knew what was popular. I never knew the trends. I never knew what anybody was saying slang-wise.
Okay.
And so I'm catching on to what I can. I'm trying to pretend I know what's going on. I don't.
Yeah.
And so I got a lot of old school influences as far as music, goes. Prince, Earth, Wind and Fire, et cetera, et cetera. And I remember the one time they did allow me to listen to 97.9 in the car.
Wait, you couldn't even listen to 97.9? They're edited.
I didn't have my own radio or nothing. I'm a kid, so
okay.
they wouldn't. Everything was controlled. And the one time they turned it on, I'm hearing I think it's Casey, JoJo. I'm trying to remember who they did the "Can't Come
Josie.
and Talk to Me."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it was an unedited version or something. All I'm hearing is the lady just, don't
I remember
stop.
that version. And they were played on the radio.
The radio just got turned off. I was like, nope. I was
The
like,
one time is when you hear that.
Hey, no, you gotta. He got a funny story about the same thing because you were in the car, with our mom, when that was playing, And what did she say?
I don't even remember, but I know that was I remember that.
She said, like, he was like, yo, what's happening? She goes, nothing. I forgot what excuse she used, but that mix that mix that Diddy does
The
is
extended
the
mix.
awkwardest thing. Like, I'm like, nah. And 97.9 be playing that. I'm like, nah, it's 2:30.
Yeah.
It's 2:30, man. It's like the sun is up.
very sexual.
But okay.
Literally moaning.
So they finally wait. So what your parents say? Where they were like, no radio.
They turned it off. Things went back to normal. It was.
I tried to give you a chance.
They were like, I knew we made the right shot.
it got
dang. So you had to go back to 102 and KTSU.
Yeah.
KTSU.
KSBJ, the Christian
Oh
station.
man,
KSBJ.
So were your parents like religious?
They were. They weren't like, what do you call the people with the beards and shit?
Oh, like acidic Jews or something like that?
Mormon. Not the ones that just live in the country.
The Mormons.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about.
Who are you talking about?
Amish, thank you.
The
Amish.
Yeah, they wasn't like the Amish, and then they were.
Shout out to Mixmaster Mike. Thank you.
There we go.
They weren't like the Amish, and then like they were regulars. We went to church every Sunday, stuff like that. It was just
the Amish are gonna get mad at us, but you're not listening.
Yeah,
because you don't believe in electricity.
Yeah, you sure don't.
It was just they were of that era before rap.
Yeah,
so it wasn't rap was just it wasn't really.
Because people
something
forget.
They approved of,
All right, the kids don't know because now rap is everywhere. But like when we become rap was like
it's built in 1979.
You had to go find it, and then when it came to the radio, like usually if they played a song on the radio and it was like an R&B rap thing, they cut the rap out.
Yeah,
like the song would start.
Yeah,
and
TLC didn't have no left eye on
it.
They
just have a bridge. I was like, how'd you take her off the whole song?
Oh yeah, on 102, I used to hate that.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, here it come.
And it happened for years. They used to play at nighttime. They would play the biggest song at that time in like 2000. No, it was 98. It was oh God, I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. And they would play Boricua Morena, Boricua, and they go to the next song. I was like, there's a whole.
They're like, we're not doing that.
Crazy.
We're not doing that. But okay.
But so all right, so that's going on, and then I meet my my cousin. He starts using Fruity Loops.
Okay.
All right, and at the time, it was the first edition, first time ever. My dad had this old computer that he just allowed me to use, and my cousin gave me a copy of Fruity Loops. I started making beats. It's all rinky dink. So I'm listening to songs. I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing, why my stuff sounds so thin. I just had this, I don't know, mental ability. I think all producers had this, where you can just break a song apart in your mind. To the drums, the bass, you can pick it all apart, and then that's what I was doing, and I was able to create, but still I was behind my cousin. He was, I could only listen to popular music when I was over there, so he was into Tupac, Bone, all of the Cash Money, all that stuff, but I would only hear it over there, and then he was also interested in jungle and drum and bass, and that's what he would produce.
No wonder.
And it was just kind of random, but he was into that, and so I'm trying to figure out my sound. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and when I started, getting to be my own person and get to listen to music that I want to listen to, I hear Bombs Over Baghdad.
Yeah,
and I was like, you could do that.
Yeah. And you were listening to the jungle and drum and bass. And,
I really
that's basically a drum and bass song.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And I started making my own stuff and mixing that up. And I got into a lot of genre bending.
Yeah.
That's what I really like to do.
Exactly.
I like to make music where you can't just say, oh, it's this particular genre. And, the world, how they going to view, I'm black and I'm saying a verse over, so they just gonna put it in the rap category, but that's not necessarily
the whole
what it
genre
is.
thing is racist. I bought the Nerd album, their first album, In Search Of, in the rap section when you had to go buy CDs at Blockbuster Music, and I was like, this is clearly alternative. You racist bastard. But still,
like they're not even really rapping.
They're not. They don't rap on that.
They sing all one rap.
Pusha T and Malice are on it like 2 times.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm like, dang.
And so, I got that going on, but I didn't know what to do with the music. I just knew I really liked making it. Then I go to the military. And so music just stops at that point. I tried to get into it while I was out there, but it was the creativity wasn't there. I got sent to North Dakota, where it's cold year round, and I hate the cold.
And it's North Dakota.
Yeah, I was
about to say.
And
that's one place I don't think there's one rapper that's come out North Dakota, nigga.
Man, North Dakota.
I can't even think of the city.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
North Dakota is exactly what you think it is. Let's just put it that way. I remember.
So nothing? Because I've never thought of North Dakota.
I remember one time,
North Dakota people, but you know what? We can make fun of them because y'all don't have no radio either. No.
Damn. I remember one time I stepped out and I seen this little girl see me. And she just started screaming and running, like that's North Dakota.
Yeah.
So let's just put it like that, or at least let's say that's Grand Forks, North Dakota.
The snow was white, and so was North Dakota.
Yes.
So
and
she just screamed and ran.
Yeah. Just screamed and ran.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not even doing anything.
Yeah.
But so fast forward, come back to Houston. I meet my boy Will Wayne, my cousin Raven, aka DJ Rillo.
Yeah.
And there was a slew of other people that I met. I met DJ Reeks during that time, Mav, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started doing a lot of shows and stuff, started kind of building a reputation. And
so you were doing shows. How were you getting these shows? You didn't know you just made music.
My boy Will.
Okay.
And he, you know, who he knew, and then the DJs that we knew, they would just set up shows.
Having DJ Reeks in your pocket as well.
Yeah. And at the time, he was getting his. I think it was before he was a waxaholic and all that stuff. So it was just he had a budding career.
Yeah.
He was DJing at the Yao Ming restaurant at the time, and
that's right down the way too.
Yeah. And and so like we would end up, people would see us, and then we would end up just getting the show just off the strength. Like we ended up opening up for Ghetto Boys.
Nice.
One time, and that show went really, really well. A lot of people came to us after the show, you know, want to know our information and stuff. Yeah. We did a lot of showcases with Music World. Remember when Music World was a thing?
I remember when Music World was a thing.
Yeah.
Beyonce, or her dad started Music World.
Yeah, that was where, you know, it was funny because a lot of artists would get, and I'm not going to say no names. It's one of them that's real cool, though. IB3, shout out to IB3. She real cool. But a lot of artists that we would meet that was signed with Music World, it was funny because they would act real like don't touch me, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I'm on Music World.
Yeah, let them eat cake kind of attitude.
Wow.
But those
where y'all at now, Music World?
Man,
with Matthew Knowles.
They wasn't doing nothing with those, and you know, hope this doesn't kill my career. I don't think it will, but I mean, that's where a lot of careers went to die, and then people just kind of left. That, as far as I know, you know, somebody might pop up with some information that I don't know. I don't give a fuck. But you know, whatever. That's what I saw. That was my perception.
Yeah, my perception as well, sir. Yeah.
And so, it, you know, at that time, you know, things was popping off. Shout out to Marlon Hall with Awakening Movement. He had like a mini tour of the city. Yeah. We did back shows. Under his banner, and I think it was called Influence Streams. That's where I met a lot of people. I met Russell, my boy Russell V. Guest, Kamante. I could go on with names of people that I met during that time. Fran, she actually sings background for Solange right now.
Yeah,
okay. She's dope. She's a dope singer. She was part of a group called Neon Collars. It was just a dope time. But fast forward to the future, I was married, and
when'd you get married?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was I really don't remember.
It was a whirlwind.
It was. Let's just say it was like all right, let's do it.
Yeah,
that kind of.
Why'd you get married then?
Because I had a child. And at the time, I thought, you know, again, growing up how I grew up, I was thinking like, oh, I need to be there. Yeah. You know, for my child, and I mean that's the right thing to do. I need to be there for my child, but I was thinking I need to be with her mother.
Yeah, I understand.
And, so that lasted for a good 10 years. And during that time, 4 of those years, I actually ended up quitting music again because I just wanted to keep peace at the house. I was getting accused of having hoes in the oven and like just
hoes in the oven.
He said in the oven.
That's a hook. It's the title of a song.
That's a hook.
Hoes in the oven.
Making them up.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just I don't know, it was ridiculous. And it was just a toxic relationship. Man.
Okay.